We'll begin right away with Coach Hammon, and we'll begin with a statement from Becky, if you'd like. And our first question will then come from the second row. Go ahead, Becky.
Well, obviously, uh, super proud of the group. It was a battle. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. It's never easy to close a game in a regular season, let alone in a championship game on somebody else's home court. So just really happy for the girls overall. They stayed focused. This has been the goal, since training camp. And luckily I got a group of really resilient players. And, I said it out there, but probably the biggest thing I'm proud of is just how they've come together over the course of the past 5-6 months to really become a team. And you saw different people step up at different moments tonight, and that's what makes us difficult to beat.
Becky, first question, second row to your right.
During the semifinals, you said that if they believed in themselves like you believed in them, then they would do great things. The way they played in this finals, was this a team that you saw believed in themselves in that way?
Well, when you take the word encourage, which actually means to give courage to another person, that's what I've tried to speak into them every day. It's how much I believed in them, and that we could be special if we all do it together. Like I said, they're really good basketball players, but they're also really fun people. I mean, I've had an absolute blast this summer. Not only, being on the court with them and being their basketball coach, but also just being there for them. Because they've all kind of been on their own little journeys. We've all, and yet we land here on the same road with the same destination. And it's just been a pleasure for me to coach them, and I look forward to building on it.
Becky, third row to your left.
Hey, Becky. First of all, congrats. It's been a pleasure watching you guys all year. How are you feeling? This is your first WNBA title in your career, player or coach. When you look at that, how are you feeling with that?
I don't know. It's hard to actually put into words right now. A little surreal. When I took the job in December, I thought when I started kind of breaking down their rosters that I could do something with it. I had a vision of what I wanted to do with this team. And, even when it got a little rocky, I think we stuck to it. We hit a kind of stay down in the dirt or get up kind of moment right after All-Star. And like usual, they chose to stand up. And we have tremendous leadership in that locker room. We have tremendous professionals. But I'll say it again, they're tremendous people. They're like, my kids are living their best life with those girls. We try to make it a family atmosphere, bring everybody along, and I say all along, like, happy players make better players. And so in Vegas, we're trying to build a culture that players want to come and take part in something special, something bigger than themselves. So it's a little surreal. Maybe you can call me back in like a week when it sinks in.
We're going to turn to Zoom. We have a lot of hands raised on Zoom. We're going to start with Nick. Nick, you'll be followed by Lindsay. Nick, go ahead.
Hey, Coach Hammon, congratulations on the win. You talked about building a culture for this team. What exactly were the ingredients that you felt helped this team throughout this season? You talked about the adversity, you talk about the ups and downs of getting here and actually capturing a championship for the first time in franchise history.
Really, first thing that you have to do in building championship culture is to set a tone of accountability, first and foremost. Bringing people together for a common goal that's bigger than themselves. And then you got to get the buy-in factor. And, my buy-in factor on each one of these women has been high. And I think they respond to me well. And You know, I try to be very clear with what their job is, what the expectation is, and then everybody's held to the same line in the sense of, nobody's shooting it over 2-3 people. Play the right way, and everybody wins. And when we win, everything else takes care of itself.
Next question will go to Lindsay. Lindsay, you'll be followed by Chantel.
Hey Becky, Lindsay from USA Today. Congratulations. Raquana was incredible in that one stretch, 8 straight points. Were you drawing up plays for her? Was she just doing that, just following her gut? That was, she was the only scoring off the bench for you guys, 17 points.
Well, obviously we went small. I felt like if we could scrap and just dig out balls on the other end, that they would have a tough time guarding us down there. So it was kind of just whoever their biggest player was on, we were running them into pick and roll actions, and then just kind of slipping out and making them pay in different ways. So again, she's somebody who didn't shoot particularly well the other game, game 3, and you don't get the name Bay Buckets for nothing. So I know she got a lot in the tank, and I have the utmost confidence in her, and I just, she knows she's got the ultimate green light. And so it just happened to be who was on her. I wanted to run her into it because I knew she would eventually be the one that got open.
Next question, Chantel. Chantel, you'll be followed by Alex.
Hey Becky, Chantel from The Athletic. 2 questions for you if I can. The first is that from the TV view, we saw you kind of walk out onto the court right after the game ended, and then you turned around really quickly and walked kind of back towards the stands or toward the benches. I was just curious if you remembered what made you turn around or what you were looking for.
I have no idea. I was probably making sure the clock went off.
Quite all right. I figured.
I mean, I don't know. I wish I would have grabbed Kurt Miller a little bit quicker. I wish I would have just ran over to him to congratulate him because I have a tremendous amount of respect for him. He's a hell of a coach, and he has a system, and his team has a trademark of toughness, which is admirable, and just a lot of respect for Kurt and his staff. I thought they made great adjustments game 3, and so we were just kind of pulling straws over there, decided to go small, and I just felt like, I don't know if we'll stop them, but I don't think they can stop us either. So and just scrap defensively. I told the girls at the beginning of the year, we have to be scrappers because there's going to be times where we're just smaller than everybody, but it just goes to show the grit, the focus, and that it's not always how tall you are to play this game. It matters what's in here and in here. And Bay, obviously, and Kelsey had a timely one. Chelsea's been timely all playoffs. I mean, just down the line.
Next question, Alex. Alex, go ahead, please.
Hi, Becky. Congratulations. I found a headline from after your final collegiate season that said, "No one will ever underestimate Becky Hammon again." You alluded to the other night just the number of times that you haven't been picked, and I'm curious how you feel in this moment, given that history to win your first WNBA title.
I mean, my journey's not by mistake. Every hard thing that I've gone through has built something in me that I've needed down the road. And even though it sucks in the moment to not be picked or to get hurt or whatever it might be, the hard stuff builds stuff in you that's necessary for life, and you'll be using it down the road. It may not feel like that in the moment. But for me, it's not really about proving other people wrong. It's proving myself right. If you guys haven't figured out yet, I don't really care. You like me, you don't like me, I don't care. I'm just going to be myself. And if you like me, great. If not, we just keep it moving.
Becky, next question, returning to the room, the third row to your left.
Hi, Coach. I think when people think about this Aces team, what's different from last year to this year, a lot of people have talked, point towards the offense and shooting more threes. But this was a team that toggled through multiple defensive schemes throughout the year in multiple bases. Was that something that you wanted to have as a foundation, being able to toggle schemes, or was it something that you saw when you got the job personnel-wise? Did you want to do that? Like, what went into that thought process?
Well, When I went back and watched, obviously a lot of games from the last year, and just me watching the W over the last, 8 seasons since I've left. It was just something to mix things up, really. We've tried different defense on Steph Curry, Dame Lillard. I was like, if we can try stuff, if we can junk it on them, we could junk it on anybody. So it was just an idea to try to give people a different look, just to mix it up. I think that, the bigger thing is the players really bought into it. It doesn't matter what scheme you're doing. The players have to believe in it. And I think at the end of the day, they saw enough good results that, there was times where Chelsea's calling the defense, junk defense. I'm not even putting us in junk. She's putting us in junk. So it's a fun way to play. I think it keeps the players locked in and focused and alert because we do switch it up quite a bit.
Second row to your right, Becky.
Yeah, thanks, Ron. Congrats, Coach. Forgive me if you addressed this a little earlier, but Mr. Davis was talking about the desire to link all the past players that were with the Stars, the Silver Stars, Stars, and Aces, and that was the way he really got to know you. Can you talk about a little bit that whole decision of him wanting to link the franchises together sort of led to this moment in some ways?
Yeah, I think they kind of hustled me a little bit. They flew me in, retired my jersey, and that's really where I got to have my first conversations with Mark and Nikki. Was super impressed with their organization as a whole, just how they ran stuff. And at that point, I had no intentions, zero, of coming back and being their coach. And it wasn't until, early December that, it wasn't until like early December. Hey.
Bye. See ya. We got a flight to catch.
My bosses have spoken. It's their stage.
See ya. Peace. Save a shot for me. Bring it on over. Oh, man.